We also learned from our class that information plays an important role in the performance of this management function. In your responsibility as a manager, how important is information?
But I'll be honest with you, in our business, it's not that high-tech. This is not a BPO industry, this is not a technology-based industry. But information plays a very vital role. Just one example, let's say in our POS or point of sale system, before that is called the cash register, now it's a POS. We can generate a lot of information from that POS. Example, what we call the product mix. These are the list of products that are being sold in a particular period with the quantity, amount, and percentage compared to sales and its sales contribution. We can generate what's our number one product, our least popular product. From that POS, we can also generate what kind of products are being sold at this particular time. So let's say, we know for this particular day or for particular time, we know what kind of products our guests like. From this POS, we can also generate this hourly sales, whether it's on the hour, or every 2 hours, or every shift, we can also do that. That's an example of the information we have. Currently, what we are trying to work on is the loyalty program. Wherein, it's just like how you have to swipe it in our POS. There's a lot of information that can be taken from there, like the demographics of the market, whether it's male or female, the age, the buying capacity, even every time you swipe that card, just like the SM Advantage is currently doing, they will know what you are buying, why you are buying. So there's a lot of information. That's just an example of the information that we can get from the POS.
Can you share with us some of your need for specific information on the performance of your functions as a manager?
Yeah. So let's say I will ask the managers, how much is your sales from this time up to this time? Let's say from 12 up to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is considered the slack period. I will ask the manager, what is your sales in that particular period? Or what are the products that they like in this particular period? Or, let's say the whole day, what are the products? What are our number one products? Or what are the kind of pizzas that they like? So these are information and data that when you know, can translate into something. What can we do with this data? What can we do with this information? Example, what can we do with that? We can do some promotions based on the kind of product they like, on the number of people that is in our store at the time. We can do some promotions for that. Or we can know whether that product is acceptable to the people. So it can be a basis whether we can take this product out from the menu line. So that is just one or two examples. What can we do with this information?
So sir, what are the inaccurate information that negatively affected your decision?
Well, if it's an information that comes from the POS, well, because you're all in the information system, you all know that, as they say in the computers, it's garbage in, garbage out, right? So most of the information that you can get from the POS, from the computer, or from our back office, if it's properly inputted, that means it's okay. Now, the information that comes from are the raw information based on hearsay, based on the stories, it's the information. But if it goes to the system like POS and it's properly inputted, then I think the information are quite reliable. So it will depend on the information that you will get and from what source. Example, You just ask your manager, what do you think of the acceptability of this kind of activity? If the manager will like go through the POS and look at the data, then that information can be wrong. But if he takes time to go to the POS and look at the data, then it might be right. Rather than just getting it from, well, I think the best pizza we have now is, so it's baseless. But if it comes from the POS system, then maybe, or most probably, the percentage of it being reliable is quite high.
So, since we now understand how valuable information is to the company, how do you maintain or verify if the information is accurate?
Again, that will depend on the type of information you're trying to get. If it's information or numbers, let's say information or figures based on data and the graphs, maybe it's good. But if the information, let's say, is just second-hand information based on a personal opinion, based on hearsay, then maybe. So let's say, looking for our case, for example, aside from the products, aside from the information we have here, we are also handling people, right? So sometimes I will ask, what do you think of this particular boy? Is he okay or is he not okay? So if the information will just come from a mere opinion of another person, maybe the information might not be correct. But if the information, let's say, comes from his performance appraisal, that's an example. I'm asking an information, what do you think of this particular manager? If I will ask somebody, another manager, that it will be based on his opinion, maybe that is biased, right? That's information. But let's say, if I like to validate what he was saying to me, maybe I can go through the performance appraisal. What was his performance based on in the last period he was appraised? What is his performance based on the parameters like sales, like his attendance, how many times has he been absent, has he been given a disciplinary action? So there must be some basis. Again, that will depend on the type of information we like to get. But if the information are numbers, figures, it will be very easy because it comes from the POs. It's less of an emotion-based information. But if it's based on emotion, let's say, what do you think of this guy? It might have some bias in it. What are the disadvantages? Maybe there's a lot. But you must have a system on how to validate this information. Somebody says something about somebody. Maybe you take that lightly, but you can go to other sources of information. Go to his 2015 if we are talking about a person. But let's say we are talking about the acceptability of a particular product, then we have to go to the POS. How acceptable is this product based on sales, based on the quantity that was sold? At least we go to the POS, get the information there. From, let's say, from the period January 2011 up to the end of May, this product sold this much of amount, contributed this amount of sales. And from that information, then we can say, oh, this product is acceptable. So again, that will depend on the kind of information you like to get.
So sir, do you use any computerized system to ensure the quality and the timeliness of the information?
Let's get another example. Let's say we are talking about raw materials. We have very simple computer system in the company. It's not that high tech. But we have our information like, let's say, on a 10-day basis, let's say this raw material is being inventoried every 10 days. So every 10 days, we like to find out if this material is being sold, how much of this material is being sold. At the end of 10 days, this is taken up. Another 10 days, it's taken up again, then we compare. Now, the question is, so, do we have some systems like to ensure that the information is correct? Okay. Again, if it's just a product, if it's non-person, no emotional involved, it's very easy to get that. Window-based programs are in the computer, you can access Excel, now there is SAP, accounting procedures already in the computer. If the information is based, let's say, non-person, it's very easy to check. Now, if the information you're trying to verify is based on a person or emotions will be involved, then it will take another side of the management, like in your style of management. This is where the art comes in. As we are saying, management is just like a science, and the mathematical part is quite easy. Now, if the information you're trying to get, let's say you're trying to verify the background of the person, then that's another information. You have to go through another system like background checking, 201 files, credit background, or asking friends or whatever. That's another source.